Good morning, friends. I'm Sunita Fadkule, professor in mechanical engineering at JSPM Jaivantrao Sawant College of Engineering, Hadapsar, Pune. Today, we are going to start unit number 3. The title of the unit is 2D wave systems, undamped vibration. So, in today's topic, we are going to learn the concept and theory of 2 degrees of freedom systems. The learning outcome is you will be able to understand the concept and theory of 2 degrees of freedom vibratory systems. So this is the syllabus, okay, of unit number 3. Now, before starting this 2D wave system, let us look at the recap. Okay, what we have learned in unit number 1 and 2. In unit number 1, we have learned single D wave system, undamped and damped vibrations. And in unit number 2, we have learned forced damped vibrations. Okay, so this unit number 3, that is 2D wave system, is having very much relevance with the unit number 1. Okay, in unit number 1, we have learned single D wave system, undamped free vibrations, and here in unit number 3, we are going to learn 2D wave system, undamped free vibrations. Okay, so difference is only unit number 1 single D wave, unit number 3 2D wave system. Okay, so what we have learned in unit number 1, what is the equation of motion for undamped free vibrations? We have learned mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx is equal to 0. The natural frequency of this system is given by omega n is equal to square root of k upon m. Okay, so these things basically we have learned for all types of vibrations, that is longitudinal vibrations, lateral vibrations, and torsional vibrations. Okay, so let us go to now introduction of the 2D wave systems. Okay, now see the models whatever we have learned so far required for one coordinate to describe the motion completely. Okay, that means if it is one D wave system, it is having one natural frequency. Okay, but if now there are many examples of the single D wave system, but apart from that there are mechanical systems which require several degrees of freedom. We call it as a multi D wave system. Okay, so just to understand the concept of multi D wave system, let us consider this non-technical example. Okay, you know the meaning multi D wave means many number of degrees of freedom. Okay, so if we imagine a simple wire with some beads on it, okay, usually it is used in jewelry. So there is one wire rod and suppose 8 beads are there, okay, where each bead has a small hole in the middle and it can be inserted in the rod. Okay, so imagine that we thread each of 8 beads onto the wire rod. Okay, now further imagine what you have to do. You have to say insert this thread in such a way that it should be freely move onto the rod without falling off the ground. Okay, so that means what this becomes 8D wave system, multi D wave system. But see here, all these beads are connected with each other. Those are separate beads, but when you insert it on the rod, that will become multi D wave system connected with each other. So there is always connection with each other. That is very important. Okay, so single D wave models, besides dealing with the certain practical applications, why we learn this single D wave model? Because we want to formulate the basic theory of vibrations of mechanical system. What we are learning there, what is how to formulate the equation of motion, how to determine the natural frequency, or how to derive the formula for natural frequency of the system. So like this we have learned basic theory in single D wave system. Okay, now the system which requires 2 coordinates independently to describe the complete motion of the system, it is known as a 2D wave system. Okay, so in such 2D wave system, usually there are 2 masses or 2 rotors. Okay, so naturally as there are 2D wave system, it is having 2 natural frequencies because there are 2 masses. Okay, so the system will be having 2 equations of motion. But which are treated as a coupled differential equation. Those are separate differential equation, but there is a certain relation between those two equations. Okay, that means what? One DOF system has one natural frequency, where two DOF system has two natural frequencies. Like this, you go on increasing. 3 DOF system, 3 natural frequencies. 7 DOF system, 7 natural frequencies. Okay, so we will see some practical examples of 2 DOF models. If we consider a forging hammer anvil, okay, which is supported in a base. So one system is forging hammer, okay, with the say anvil, which in turn is supported on the ground isolator. Okay, so this becomes 2 DOF system because there can be separate motion of anvil and separate motion of hammer. So it becomes a 2 DOF system. Okay, then reciprocating engine with a damper, then relatively light shaft carrying the 2 disc, then motor connected with pump or turbine connected with generator. Okay, like this. Let us see the diagrams. Okay, this is a translatory motion. See, there can be 3 types of motion here we are going to study. Pure translatory motion for 2 DOF system, pure rotary motion or torsional motion for 2 DOF system, and third is the combined motion. So we will see the examples of all 3 types of motion. So this is the example of translatory motion. See, this is mass 1, mass 2. Those are connected with the help of spring, and here damper is also shown. But in our syllabus, we are not going to study the damped vibrations. It is undamped vibration. Okay. Then combined motion. See, this block can move freely on this surface. Simultaneously, this pendulum can have angular motion about this axis. So this becomes 2 DOF system. Okay, but it's a combination of translatory motion and angular motion. Okay, then this is the example of 2 rotor system, like the wheels of our car, front wheels or rear wheels, those are connected with the rod. Okay, so these 2 rotors can have torsional vibrations, okay, separately. So that's why this is known as a 2 DOF system. So you require 2 parameters to say no the motion of both the rotors. Okay, then there is an example of double pendulum. See, single pendulum is having single DOF system, and when you connect another pendulum here, it will become 2 DOF system. Okay, because we cannot completely define the motion of this double pendulum only by one parameter theta 1. You have to define here 2 parameters, theta 1 and theta 2. That's why this becomes 2 DOF system. Okay. Then next example is automobile. Okay, imagine this is your car. Okay, which is when it will pass from this speed breaker. Okay, which is having a sinusoidal shape. So naturally body will vibrate in a say angular fashion. That means like this. Okay, because it is moving on a curved surface. Simultaneously, the body is having vibrations in vertical direction also. So it becomes 2 DOF system. Okay, combination of say angular motion and translatory motion. Okay, so these were the examples of 2 DOF system. Now, one new concept, actually it's not new to you, you have learned it in mathematics, okay, but it is new in dynamics of machinery. You are say connecting this concept with the vibrations. Okay, so what is new here? Eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Okay, in mathematics you have learned these 2 terms. What do you mean by eigenvalue and what do you mean by eigenvectors? Here we are going to study these 2 say terminology with reference to the vibration. Okay, the multi-DOF system or N-DOF system, N means number of DOF. Okay, this system differs from that of a single DOF system in that it has N natural frequency. Okay, so N DOF, N natural frequencies, and for each of the natural frequencies there corresponds a natural state of vibration with a displacement configuration known as a mode shape. Okay, that means what? See, system is going to vibrate. In what pattern it will vibrate? in what fashion it will vibrate. Okay, that is known as a mode shape or mode of vibration. So mode shape is nothing but the mathematical term for mode shape is eigenvector. Okay, because it is related with the direction. In what direction your system is vibrating, that is known as a eigenvector, and natural frequency of the system is known as a eigenvalue because it gives you the magnitude value 30 radian per second, 50 radian per second, etc. Okay, so mathematical terms related to these quantities. Which quantities? Natural frequency and mode shape are known as eigenvalues and eigenvectors. They are established from n simultaneous equations of motion of the system and possesses certain dynamic properties associated with the system. Okay, any value of lambda for which the equation has a solution is known as the eigenvalue of the matrix. This is the basic definition of the eigenvalue. Eigenvalue is denoted by lambda, and lambda is equal to omega n square. This you are going to study further. Okay, so lambda is equal to omega n square means what? Lambda is nothing but eigenvalue. It is nothing but it is giving you the natural frequency. Okay, and why matrix is here? Because see, when it is n wave system, there are many equations will be there. Many parameters are there. Say if you consider mass, it is m1, m2, m3, m4, etc. If we consider dampers, damper 1, damper 2, damper 3, okay, or stiffness if we consider k1, k2, k3. So there are so many parameters combined in multi wave system. Okay, that's why we require a knowledge of matrix, or we require the help of matrix to solve these equations. Okay, now it is sometimes also called as a characteristic value. What? This lambda, that means natural frequency. The vector which corresponds to this value is called as an eigenvector. Okay, already I told you that is related with the mode shape. In short, eigenvalue means natural frequency and eigenvector means mode shape. Okay, now let us see what do you mean by mode shape? That is modes of vibration. Okay, already we are defined that mode shape is nothing but the pattern of vibration of a system. In what fashion that system is vibrating. Okay, the natural frequency of a machine or structure are the frequencies at which the structure or machine naturally tends to vibrate. Okay, if it is subjected to a disturbance, see, this is the natural frequency. Undamped free vibrations means you have to disturb the system, then and then only vibrations will be created. It is not force vibration. Okay, so to create the vibrations, you have to disturb the system. That means you have to initially apply the force or torque on the system, and immediately you have to remove it so that system will vibrate on its own because of its mass and elasticity. So the deformed shape of a machine or structure at a specific natural frequency of vibration is known as its mode of vibration or mode shape. That, okay, that means what is it's the deformation shape, how it is going to deform or moving to and fro around the mean position. In vibration analysis, modes of vibrations are the different types in which system tries to oscillate naturally. See, naturally is very important. It's not force vibration. That means without any excitation force. Okay, the frequency of oscillation is known as a modal frequency or natural frequency, and the shape made by the system is called as a mode shape or mode of the vibration. Okay, now there can be various types in which a system can vibrate, but the system has a tendency to follow certain shapes only. It cannot vibrate in any say undefined shape. There are certain shapes in which systems can vibrate. Now the normal modes of vibration, that is also known as the principal modes of vibration. This is very important concept. Normal mode of vibrations or principal modes of vibrations. See, right now whatever I am going to explain you will understand hardly 50%. But I am sure when we are going to solve the problem and when we are going to actually find out the principal modes of vibration, that time you will definitely 100% understand the concept. Okay, so just keep the patience. So right now whatever you can understand, just try to grasp it. Okay, so normal modes of vibrations, or it is also known as the principal modes of vibration. Principal means the spelling is PRINCI, PAL, not PLE. Principal means main, chief, pramukh, main thing. Okay. So these principal modes of vibrations are free undamped vibrations that depend only on the mass and stiffness of the system and how they are distributed. That means how the system is vibrating, in what fashion. When vibrating at one of these normal modes or principal modes, all points in a system undergo SHM that passes through their equilibrium position simultaneously. That means each and every point of the system simultaneously it will passes through the equilibrium position. That is known as a principal mode of vibration. Okay. To initiate a normal mode vibration or principal mode vibration, the system must be given initial conditions corresponding to its normal mode. For the more general initial conditions such as impulsive blow, the resulting free vibration may contain all the normal modes. What do you mean this one? Okay, so this is only here. I wish that whenever we'll solve the problem, actually when we'll take the disturbance of the system, that time you will come to know. But in short, I will tell you, principle mean how do you disturb the system? If we both the masses, if we say give the initial displacement 5 mm to one mass, you have to give 5 mm to other mass also, either in same direction or in different direction. Okay, you cannot give 3 and 5 etc. That will become general initial condition. We have to give specific initial conditions to create the principal modes of vibration. And for your syllabus there are only principal modes of vibration. You don't have to study general modes of vibrations. Okay, those are very complex phenomena. Now, all the numerical results obtained for 2 DOF system can provide a simple introduction to behavior of the multi-DOF system also. Okay, that means what? See here in this unit, we are going to study only 2 DOF system. But then whatever we are obtaining the result, the same results can be extended to apply multi-DOF system also. That means what? We don't have to study separately in detail multi-DOF system. Okay, whatever the theory and concept and results you are obtaining for 2 DOF system, same can be extended to multi-DOF system also. So this is the beauty of studying 2 DOF system. Okay, so for multi-DOF system, matrix methods are essential because I told you there are various parameters. Too many parameters are involved. N1, M2, M3, M4, K1, K2, K3, etc. Too many parameters, too many equations are there that is not possible to solve by simple equations. Okay, so here we are going to use matrix method for multi-DOF system, but not 2 DOF system. Okay, and also the computation or analysis required higher end computers because there are many big equations which require much time to solve the equations. Okay, now in this unit we are going to study the basic method of determining the natural frequencies and principal modes of vibrations for longitudinal and torsional. Okay, we are going to study 2 systems, longitudinal and torsional, and third one is combined for 2 DOF system by means of specific examples. And I will tell you there is a typical procedure to determine the natural frequencies and to determine the principal mode shapes. The beauty of this procedure is that it is same procedure, exactly same procedure for all types of problems. So if you understand the procedure correctly, exactly, you can solve any complex problem of the 2 DOF system. Only the thing is that there are the equations are big equations and it's a lengthy problem, but it is very simple problem if you understand the procedure and concept to determine the natural frequency and principal mode shapes. Okay, so in the next lecture we are going to study translatory system. Okay, how to find out natural frequencies and principal modes of vibrations for translatory system. Okay, I will take a very general example of this translatory system in the next lecture that will require 1 hour almost. Okay, and after that we will solve the problems. Okay, on translatory system. Then we will study torsional system directly problems because you would have learned by that time the translatory system. And finally we are going to solve the problems on combined motion also. Okay, so hope you have understood the concept. Okay, so if possible please read the 2 DOF system concept from the internet or from the books so that whenever you will come from the next lecture, your concept and theory will be perfectly clear to study the next theory, that is translatory system. Okay, thank you very much.